Prediction Ascension, love me or hate me, there's no in between. So we got problems on our hand. Yes, the top aides, deputy mayors, are top aides, the deputies is being their houses was raided. Edwin Caban has a twin brother. He's been implicated in the Fed's raid as well, with his actual brother coercing certain deals that's going on with these restaurants. Tao LLC, that's running certain restaurants and certain clubs in New York City, making certain things disappear, certain code violations, underage drinking violations disappear so they can still stay in operations, man. The mayor, he keeps taking hit after hit, but this is what happens when you sell your souls to the Democratic Party. All Democratic ran shitholes. All Democratic concubines, devils in disguise, they are taking a hit because the DNC hangs you out to dry when you speak on their agenda and how their agenda is hurting the American nation or the American city that you're in. So a lot of people are suffering. Same thing with Aurora, Colorado. The mayor there, he's getting backlash too because they say he knew about it, but he was asking for help from their Democratic fucking governor. He's a Republican mayor with a Democratic governor. Same thing with Eric Adams and Kathy Hochul. They both Democrats and they facing backlash. Look at Hochul. They didn't throw her right under the bus because of this Chinese aide that she had that was getting secrets from the CCP and all that shit and helping them out. She didn't get thrown under the bus right away. They said they terminated her within 15 or 16 months of the situation that was at hand, and they stopped doing business with this lady. It's a lot of shit going on, man. You can't make this shit up, man. Corruption at its best. The Democratic Party, man, they're falling apart and they start eating themselves. It's starting to implode.
News and New York City rocked by a federal investigation. The FBI raiding the homes of two New York City deputy mayors as part of a federal probe.
The homes of Deputy Mayor for Public Safety Philip Banks and First Deputy Mayor Sheena Wright. Wright shares a home with New York City Schools Chancellor David Banks, who is also the brother of Philip Banks. Also, we have just learned that Police Commissioner Ed Caban and several other NYPD members have had their phones subpoenaed, as well as the phone of Tim Pearson, a longtime advisor to Mayor Adams.
This sweeping investigation into top New York City officials developing moment by moment. Eyewitness News reporter Lindsay Tuckman live in Hollis, Queens with the latest. Lindsay.
Fair Use Eyewitness News.
Behind me here is the home of one of the highest-ranking administration officials to be visited by federal investigators over the past year. And while the details of why are still few, we do know that the number of city officials and members of Mayor Eric Adams' inner circle being subpoenaed are continuing to grow. The Queens home of the city's Deputy Mayor of Public Safety, Philip Banks, sits quiet Thursday afternoon, shutters drawn, after the FBI conducted a search early Wednesday morning. And the Hamilton Heights home of the first Deputy Mayor, Sheena Wright, another one of New York City Mayor Eric Adams' closest aides and friends, also raided by the FBI. Wright shares a home with her partner, New York City Schools Chancellor David Banks, Deputy Mayor Banks' brother. Sources say the FBI seized evidence, including electronics, as part of an ongoing investigation. Federal agents have previously raided the homes of several other associates of Mayor Adams, who even turned over his own electronic devices to the FBI last fall and received his own subpoena last month.
The fact that these subpoenas and documents have been seized, the homes raided of people very close to the mayor, should give everyone pause. But it's a long stretch between people around the mayor being subpoenaed and the mayor being in trouble.
In a statement, the mayor's chief counsel said, quote, "Investigators have not indicated to us the mayor or his staff are targets of any investigation. As a former member of law enforcement, the mayor has repeatedly made clear that all members of the team need to follow the law." A source says the searches do not appear to be related to the long-running corruption investigation into whether Mayor Adams' campaign accepted donations from Turkey in exchange for favors. Now, we're also just learning that 7 members of the NYPD received subpoenas for their phones, which they did turn over, and that includes Police Commissioner Edward Caban. Now, we did receive a statement from the NYPD, a spokesperson saying, quote, "The department is aware of an investigation by the U.S. Attorney's Office from the Southern District of New York involving members of its service. The department is fully cooperating in the investigation." Now, the U.S. Attorney's Office nor the FBI is commenting at this point. Live in Hollis, Lindsay Tuckman, Channel 7.
Today for Mayor Adams after federal raids targeting 4 top officials of his administration. New details are now emerging about the federal investigation into the NYPD. As Ali Bauman reports, that probe appears to be widening. The federal investigation into the NYPD may be more widespread than initially thought. Sources tell CBS News New York that in addition to Police Commissioner Edward Caban, at least 10 other members of the department have also been ordered to surrender their phones to the United States Attorney of the Southern District, including some in the commissioner's orbit and in borough-based command posts. This comes as a Bronx nightclub owned by Caban's brother and a popular hangout for police and city officials was closed by city marshals, although it's unclear if this is connected to the investigation.
Certainly I didn't like Eddie Caban, but I think at this point he should resign.
Mayor Eric Adams Friday night is standing by his appointee.
Commissioner Caban could continue to do his job.
These search warrants for the NYPD happening hours after federal agents raided the homes of First Deputy Mayor Sheena Wright and her fiancé, Schools Chancellor David Banks, according to sources, along with Banks's brother Philip, the Deputy Mayor for Public Safety, and mayoral advisor Timothy Pearson. A third Banks brother, consultant Terrence Banks, was also said to be caught in the crosshairs. At this point, nobody has been formally charged with anything, and it's still a mystery what exactly the feds are looking for in these searches. But mayoral hopefuls still smell blood in the water.
So you already see it, right? You got full-blown corruption going on. Now, this is what happens when you put your life in the DNC hands for the Democratic Party. Yes, it may not be the DNC's full entire fault, but trust me, they have a hand on it. And they will bring everyone down that feels like they're above the law and that's not following their agenda. Now, also, I'm going to do another video. Eric Adams is offering $4K for migrant families to leave the shelters because he wants to close the shelters up and let it run wild. But there's one thing about New York. Wait, there's more. You just can't run around like this is Aurora, Colorado. You just can't run around like this is Chicago. Because remember, the GDs and the fucking vice lords all got locked up in Chicago on Old Block. This is why they're able to run wild in Chicago right now. Niggas might say it's not happening in Chicago, but it's happening. But you can't do that in New York. Niggas ain't going for that shit. Niggas will fight the cops and fight these niggas. They're like, nigga, take me to jail, nigga. But niggas ain't run up in this apartment. But anyway. Top cop, Edwin Caban, the nigga has a twin brother, which was on the NYPD force from 1989 to 2001. Had certain strikes on his fucking record. They made the nigga leave in 2001. So, turn around, he owns restaurants and some businesses and shit like that. A lot of things were seized by the marshals, the sheriff's department, whatever. A lot of brass might be caught in that for making things go their way because everything's kickbacks, bro. You gotta know this with these policies. These are the biggest crooks ever. The niggas that wear the suits, you don't see them coming. The niggas with the Pooh Shiesty mask on, the Shiesty mask and the gun, you see them coming because he's blazing. Those are the niggas you give respect to. The niggas with these collars on and these nice ties, you can't give respect to them because they suckers. And you're a sucker when you sell your soul to the DNC. And Eric Adams is filling it now. The only reason why he's going to keep his reign supreme is because he has a Latino vote in New York City. The Latinos voted for him. I don't vote blue. I will never vote blue ever again. Fuck the blue wave. It's all about red wave, MAGA forever, MAGA 2024. I voted for Curtis Stilwell. Stilwell is one of the original Guardian Angels. He's still keeping the Guardian Angels up to par and stuff like that. That's who I wanted to run the city. Because Eric Adams, I see what he was doing. I understood he wanted to put the cops first to keep safety in New York, but he couldn't. He had his hands tied behind his back. Remember, the DNC wanted to defund the police from the get-go. He's putting more police in play, which they don't like. They want the city to fall. He's fighting the city from falling. He's actually putting in hand forward, himself forward, the sacrifice to not to have the city fall. Because if anything else happens, we could be like California. New York could be like Chicago. New York could be like fucking Colorado, Aurora. Because he's putting the cops first. The DNC doesn't want that. That's why they keep coming after him and his administration. He's like, you know what? We're going to make y'all so hot. The FBI the DOJ been weaponized by the Bidens and the fucking Baracks and everybody from the get-go. Even Dick Cheney, dumbass, came out and just said, I'm endorsing. Come on, you're a fucking idiot. But Dick Cheney, he belongs in handcuffs too. But that's another fucking story. But anyway, they coming after the brass. Eric Adams sees it. He knows they're not doing nothing wrong. And I believe these niggas so slick, they're covering their asses very well. No Diddy. But anyway, this is what happens when you go against the DNC's agenda. Democratic National Convention, if you don't fucking know, keep the fuck up. You must have been living on a rock. But anyway, when you go against the DNC, they will pull every fucking trick out their fucking bag. They sell their own mamas up fucking Schitt's Creek to keep $1 in their pocket. And to keep the policies going off of bullshit like defund the police, taking money away from the schools. What the school's chancellor really did for New York City? Nothing. Nothing really. Just giving out another catalog of fucking uniforms you gotta buy from French toast or fucking cookies and shit, which uniforms should be fucking free. Everybody, there's money over hand over fist, something, whatever. But anyway, the factor is, mark my words, they're gonna find nothing from this probe as usual. They're gonna make these niggas simmer down, and city's gonna go to shits just before maybe late October, early November. It might be a voter restraint here in New York because the city's gonna wind up going to shits. So protect your neck, keep your head on a fucking swivel, and do what you need to do, man. Because if these niggas are able to get probed just because somebody made a fucking phone call and they don't like the way they're running their city, and someone's keep talking about how the city's gonna fall and trying to get these migrants out of here so you can keep the city together, it ain't happening, bro. The DNC is gonna ruin your life. And Eric Adams, the next time you sell your soul, try to come to the Republican side, man. Be a conservative. Get with the red wave. MAGA 2024 forever, man. Get your life up, man. This shit is crazy. Every week you're in the fucking paper about corruption. That don't make no sense. It seems like you just got in office. You got in office around 2021, 2022. What the fuck you in the paper? You just started. Shit is crazy. But it is what it is, man. Predict decision, love me, hate me. There's no in between. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Help me out the fucking algorithm. You already know. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. It is what it is, man. MAGA 2024. Get on the red wave.